Okay, so sorry about that, guys. I feel like we're experiencing some technical difficulties. We should be online now, though, as far as I know. I don't know how much was lost there, but here, let's just go. I guess the last thing I asked you was, how did you come up with the idea for Switchboard Live? And you mentioned earlier that you came up with Joycaster first, so...
Yeah, so let's go back. I think the idea for this concept was August 23rd, 2013.
Right.
And really the premise was behind that was there's all these kind of niche platforms, and the focus at the time was the conversation around like the house of worship space, right? You know, a lot of streaming. There are fantastic platforms for that, but back then you had Ustream, you had livestream.com, you had Justin TV. There wasn't a Facebook. I think YouTube just came on with it live. But the point was, the audience is over here, right? They're looking for this content, for these channels.
Right.
And if you have niche content here, how can you make that happen? How can you tell these folks to know about your great quality content? But in the same manner, right? We didn't want to have to introduce a new workflow, right? So that's kind of like where the idea stemmed from, and it's, well, this is actually applicable to anybody that's doing live video,
right, exactly,
not just this niche, right? So it's like, well, I have video. I want people to see it. I have my own channels. Let's create something super simple and easy for a content creator, big or small, to be able to do just that. And that's essentially what we did, right? It's, create that's where Joycaster came from. But the challenge was Joycaster was built as a tool, right? It's kind of its own little thing. And we would get feedback, hey, can you add this? Can you do that? Can you provide this? And it's like, oh, we can't. So what we did is we took the feedback that we received, and we went back to the drawing board, and we built an API layer, right? And that's where it allowed us to do the integrations with services, like your guys' platform, or Encoder rather. It allowed us to integrate with a lot of the other APIs a lot easier as well.
Yeah.
And then we built Cloud as a product on top of that API that we built. And so now that's where we're seeing obviously tremendous opportunity and just kind of moving forward, the ability for us to do more, right? Where we were kind of governed by Joycaster. We couldn't do all of that.
Right.
And then lastly, the name, right? Joycaster for us was something dear to my heart. Joy is my daughter's middle name. Oh, sweet. Cast was, whatever your joy is, you're going to cast it out. Yeah. But if I was on the street and said, hey, I work for Joycaster, you wouldn't know what the heck I would say.
Right.
So anyway, that was part of the whole going through Techstars and rebranding. It's, at least Switchboard, you can kind of, understand what we're doing.
Right.
We're switching, there's some, feeds coming in and being able to go live, right? So yeah.
Great. So, if you guys are just joining us now or just joining us after some technical difficulties we experienced.
Love live video, right?
Right, yeah. So we are still running the contest to give away one free Webcaster X2 and 1 year-long subscription of Switchboard Live. And we will be announcing the winner later on in this episode. I believe there's still a couple more minutes left to sign up.
Cool.
So
better get your votes in.
Get your votes in, yeah. So we have your laptop here with the UI open for Switchboard Live. Let's see if we can do like a little walkthrough,
Sure, yeah, it'd be fantastic. So let me know when we're live on my screen, right? So what you guys are seeing here, this is the what we call a workflow within Switchboard Cloud, right? So this is kind of like the default landing interface that you see.
Okay.
And our goal, kind of working left to right, was to make it really simple. Video in, some analytics and elements that are around that, a pane or side for where you're going to send video, and then lastly, the information that pertains to that video. So like the title, the description, and metadata, right? And so what I'll do is I'll kind of go in a little bit deeper here. So this right here is we just have some looping video that we have coming in. But this is showing you that video's coming in, and you can tell by, hey, you got this green icon right here that we're receiving video. You have the resolution, the actual average bit rate.
Yep.
And this is the information that that's pretty relevant to what you're doing. To get video inside of Switchboard Cloud, you have to, the standard, what is your FMS URL or server URL information and your stream key. Two key important things, whether, whatever type of encoder you're using, right? You need that, right? And so that's where this information is right here, right? So you're going to pop this information into your coder. But the good thing about our integration, obviously, with the Webcaster is you don't need to do that, right?
Nope,
it's simple, right? It's just, and we'll go through that in a little bit as well, right? So once you have your encoder set up, traditional encoder set up, right? We also have a details tab, right? So it goes a little bit more in depth for the elements that are going on with the live stream.
Yeah.
You got status, you have the last activity, when you started the stream, you could tell I was up a little early this morning. Video in, average bit rate, all this fun stuff, right? For the video guys that really want to geek out and make sure that things are the way it needs to be, you can do that. And then lastly, if you want to rename it, right? So by default, the way our system works is you have a main workflow, as you can see here, that's labeled encoder plus Facebook. So that means that your encoder information is going to be listed here. And this is where you put all your Facebook destinations, right? You want to make sure that if you have one destination or multiple destinations, right? That's one of the benefits. When people think multi-streaming, hey, I want to go to, Facebook and YouTube and Periscope and Twitch and, and so forth. But what if you need to go to 4 or 5 different Facebook pages, right? That's totally, a workflow that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's what's here as well. So once you have video coming in, like we already do, we have, the next thing is to add your destination.
Right.
Where do you want the stream to go to? And I'll quickly go through one demonstration of how you add that. You click on that icon, or the labeling for add destination, and I'm going to create a new destination, right? Drop down. Which platform do you want to stream to? You have your Facebook platform, you have YouTube, you have Twitch. We've recently done integration with the Cast, Periscope, and then you have custom RTMP as well. So for this, I'm just going to throw in my Facebook, and I'm going to call this Today, right? So that way I know. I have a bunch of other ones in there. And what's going to happen is, so normally when you're working with any type of platform or encoder, you're either going to have integration with Facebook or you're going to manually have to enter in stuff.
Right.
Because we're a partner, we have integration, right? So this is basically saying, hey, we're going to go out to Facebook, you're going to log in, and you're going to give us a quick authorization to be able to link whatever Facebook pages you have to your account. And so as you can see, I have my personal page, I have a test page, I have our Switchboard page.
Yeah.
We went through Techstars, and we actually, we've streamed some events through those guys, so it worked really well, which is pretty cool. So for this purpose, I'm actually going to select my test page, and then I'm going to post as my test page, and that's it. So now I can close out this window, and from this point forward, I can always stream to that one page. I don't have to go back in. I don't have to go through that wizard at all anymore, right?
Okay.
It's set it and forget it. That's the goal.
Right. Okay.
5 minutes to set up the first time, and then all your streams that you have after that, you're able to do that. And so now I have video, I have a destination, and the last thing I want to do is I want the content that's going to appear on that stream, the title, the description, and even tags to be there as well.
Right.
We've recently added a quick edit feature here where if you see this pencil icon, you can click on that, and you can actually label the name of the template. And so this is the title of the stream that would get posted there.
Yeah.
You can select the category, which is applicable to YouTube, right? Because YouTube has categories for genres. And then you can put a description, right? And so my description is best template in the world, right? And if I hit save and apply, what that's going to do is that's actually going to, when I go live, is actually going to publish the stream to my Facebook page, and it's going to put that information in the title and the description.
Perfect.
Right? So what I thought would probably be a good idea, so this is kind of like the quick and dirty way to get started. I thought it'd be cool to show the folks how we pair a Webcaster.
Yeah.
Right? And then we'll actually go live to some channels that we have already preset. So let's do this. Another feature that we have that's built into the platform is being able to truly manage all your inputs, right? So this right now is just one input of video that's coming into our cloud account.
Yeah.
But from this dropdown, as you can see, I have multiple workflows here. And each of these workflows can either be a source video or they could be linked to another workflow.
Okay.
All right? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this Webcaster X2 workflow that I've preset, and we're going to pair it to this guy right here. So if you do me a favor and read off that pairing code. So I'm just going to pop this in the box. So we're going to do this live, guys. This is, round 2, right, of live video. So let's go.
Yeah, so the code is 8A,
8A,
F2,
F2,
2C,
2C,
0D.
0D.
Yeah, so the way you actually get this code on your Webcaster is the same way you get any code for the different APIs. So you just double tap the multifunction button on the side until you see the switchboard icon, and that's your code.
Perfect. So now I see on the front of the device it says streaming stop. And so back to your original question about like, hey, how and why did you guys come up with Switchboard Cloud?
Yeah.
Now that we have our own API and we can really do some deeper integrations, this is a perfect example of us being able to do that. And so now that this device is actually paired with that, I can actually click start encoding, and what it's going to do is going to go and it's going to, from the cloud, it's going to come down and say, hey, whatever video is coming into this Webcaster, let's get that video and pump it in here. And if you're looking at my screen, you'll see that it says preview loading, and then in a few seconds, we'll actually see, so I guess you have this PTZ camera set up here. Yeah. It's actually going to pull in whatever video we can see from that PTZ camera. And bam, there we go.
Yep.
Right, so you get to see.
Turn it towards us here. There we are.
So there's a little delay there, but yeah, we get to see us for it.
Here's Marta. Comments. Oh, we have comments.
We have comments. I love the old school. We have comments. And so yeah, and real quick before we go to the comments, right? So you can see the delay there if people are watching the screen live. But as you can see, we're streaming at 1280 by 720, and a bit rate it's about 2.1 or 2.2, kilobits per second, right? And so one last thing that I love to do before we go live is I'm going to now have video coming in. I'm going to add a template. So here I have a preset template called Epiphan Live 1025. And I'm going to go live with our Switchboard Live Facebook page, as well as our YouTube channel, as well as our Periscope channel.
Okay.
So here, let's do this, and then we can take some of the comments and go from there. So what I'm doing is just basically a multi-select, right? So I'm choosing my Facebook, I'm choosing these pre-selected YouTube channel and Switchboard, Periscope, and I'm going to click that button. And so now what this is doing is this is going out, it's taking the description, it's talking to the platforms, and it's creating those events. And it's going through what we call cool term propagating phase. And once we're live, the interface will indicate that, that we are in fact live. And if I want to switch to one of the other workflow where those other channels are listed, I can actually pop in right here where it shows that my Periscope, oh, that's the wrong one, my YouTube, Periscope, and Twitter. So video's coming in. Yep. We're live on Switchboard, we're live on Periscope. And if I actually, this is pretty cool, if I click on this link right here, it would actually take us to our Switchboard Live channel where we're live on. So if people are on our YouTube channel, you'll actually see that same shot that we were streaming before. And we are live.
There we go.
And there we go. How cool is that?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. So comments, questions. What kind of questions do we have?
People are wondering whether Switchboard supports Vimeo.
Vimeo. Great question. So I believe Vimeo does support custom RTMP.
Yeah.
So that would be, so long-winded answer, yes, right? You can actually grab your information from Vimeo, plug it into Switchboard, and now that's another output.
Okay.
Yeah.
You might have to repeat the question out loud.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So wait, sorry. What was the question?
Oh,
Vimeo.
Yeah. The Switchboard Cloud support Vimeo.
There we go. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so Vimeo recently launched their Vimeo Live platform, and yes, so you're going to go back in and you can just grab your RTMP information, and you're going to use that inside of Switchboard as a custom RTMP. Right. And then that can go along with all your other destinations as well. So yes, we definitely do support Vimeo.
Okay.
Is there any time lag when streaming to Switchboard?
So is there any time lag when streaming to Switchboard was the question.
Great question. So for us, I mean, obviously the internet's the internet, right?
Right. Yeah.
And there's low latency elements within YouTube and some of the platforms. So our goal is not to impede on that, right? So for us, it's essentially one frame of video, right? So we're not creating multiple hops and so forth, right? So the answer to that is it's minuscule, from that standpoint. So to the naked eye, you would not know that there's a lag at all. So for lack of better words, no. I mean, it's pretty straightforward.
I think you may have answered this one. Does Switchboard have an API as well?
We do. We actually do. So there have been. So the question is, sorry, we got to learn, right? Does Switchboard have an API? In fact, we do. So we have. This is actually really interesting. So when we went and started building our API for our internal use, the idea was like, well, wait a minute. There could be other people that may want to leverage the cool tech that we've built, right? So think about it, right? If you're going to build an app or you're going to build a platform and you don't want to have the technology or the team to go stand up, data centers and ingestion servers globally, and you can piggyback off of a platform that does that, why not, right? And that's exactly what we're doing. So we've built an API, and if you need information about our API, you can definitely reach out to sales at switchboard.live, and we'll put you in touch with the right person to kind of talk through those. But yeah, we definitely do have an API.
We got some more.
Any more? Yeah.
Can you upload a video to Switchboard and stream it scheduled?
So the question was, can you upload a video to Switchboard and stream it scheduled?
I clicked on the wrong button here. I closed out our session here. We do not. So kind of like a premiere, right? Where we were talking about with Facebook. So right now we are live. So we're taking live feeds from whatever encoder that you're using, and we're publishing that out. That's a very interesting feature. Maybe down the road we'll do something along those lines, but right now we're 100% live input to multiple live outputs.
So that actually segues really nicely into my next question about the roadmap for Switchboard Live. Like, do you have any idea for like new features that you want to add, or even future integrations with other encoders?
Yeah. So some of the things probably on the horizon will be being able. So one of those that we recently just done, and we're still kind of working through, is like an integration we did with the cast, right? So it's a great way. And just kind of my blanket statement, in the live ecosystem, there's so many great partners. They're all doing certain things. They all have, kind of their core competency. And for us, we realize where we fit at in that kind of streaming, ecosystem, right? And so that's our whole purpose is we want to provide the best product and work with other partners that are doing the best thing for their customers as well.
Right.
And so a great example of that is, like I said, is recently with the cast, is where their customers said, hey, we want to be able to stream to our player as well as Facebook. And so they said, well, hey, we don't do that, right? We have our system, we have our platform, but we're working with a partner that can do just that. And so now that's why they became a destination. Because now it's a great solution for both the client as well as us to be able to provide that to them. And so do I see us doing that more? 100%, right? Another partner that we work with is LiveView. They have another encoder for people that are kind of mobile as well. So I definitely think, and we want to, right? We want to work with more encoders, software, hardware. We've done a recent encoder integration with eCam, which is a great Mac, desktop piece of software for live streaming. And same thing, we want to create a really simple way to do that. And at the end of the day, it just makes it really simple for everybody that's want to get into live space.
Right. Great. Okay. So this is kind of like just a question for you in your thoughts and opinion. What do you think is in store for the forecast for cloud streaming services?
Forecast? Like maybe break that down a little bit for me. What do you mean?
Well, like where do you think cloud streaming services are kind of going? I kind of tried to make a pun there. Forecasting cloud didn't really work out, but
I didn't get that. Sorry.
It doesn't matter. That's all under the table now. But like, where do you think cloud streaming services are going?
Well, I think so. That's actually an interesting question. So probably for me, and obviously being a part of Switchboard Live, we kind of have our roadmap on things that we see is really important, right? Being able to support different types of formats, right? So maybe 360. It could be something where we can have a better integration within 360 type cameras and so forth, right? Again, going back to that integration piece. But from cloud platforms as a whole,
Yeah.
I definitely think you're going to see more and more integrations with some of the players, right? As people want to create production value within the cloud, right? Being able to have lower thirds and graphics and insertion, being able to add advertisements, right? It's any type of thing that you're able to add in to the stream before it goes out to the destination. It's valuable to the customer because it's enabling monetization that
definitely.
otherwise wasn't there.
Right.
Because the whole point of streaming is, one, engaging with your audience, right? Being able to take great comments and talk to them. But then two, if you're a business, right, you want to make sure you're monetizing your content.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
And so, I think as the audience or user base is maturing and the barrier to entry is lowering, those are expectations that are definitely going to become there, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And so our whiteboard at back in the office has all these things on there,
Yeah.
right? And how can we do that? And then ranking which one matters the most, right, from a priority standpoint. And so for us, we definitely have some things we're going to be announcing, top of the year that I think would be pretty cool. But yeah, the sky's the limit, because if you think about it, cloud, from a platform standpoint, it's fairly new.
Right.
It's before it was hardware encoder or software encoder to destination.
Yeah.
Or from our phone, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So sky's the limit. I'm interested to see where we go as well.
So this is our final question for you before we get into the winner of the competition.
Winner, chicken dinner.
So what do you think is in store for live streaming then, for like the future of live streaming? Like, where do you think it's going to go? It's kind of similar to the cloud streaming services, but just like live streaming generally.
So I'm not sure how much of a football fan you are, like in NFL football, but one of the things I thought was pretty cool that I saw, I'm an Eagles fan from Philadelphia, so the Eagles-Giants game, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, Amazon has the rights, they're streaming to Twitch, right? And one of the things that was pretty interesting is being able to create these engagement layers, right? Where now it's another platform to watch live content that 3-4 years ago didn't exist. People weren't even thinking about that.
Yeah.
But two, being able to create these polls and real-time data on top of live video, right?
Yeah.
I think that's just amazing, right? And then being able to create call to actions from inside of that. I think those are some of the things that will make it really easy as a brand, as a product owner, being able to say, hey, I'm doing a live show. Here's the content. Here's elements that are really engaging the folks.
Right.
And if you want to buy this, click on the screen, right, and do that, right? And so those are the types of things that I think is pretty compelling. But the point of that was that NFL stream, there were stats, there was graphics, there was overlays that were really like real time being generated, inside of Twitch for that matter, right? So that just shows you kind of like the way we're going with this, right? And that's just a microscopic version of what's to come, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And then obviously higher quality, right? So think about 4K, live video, across all these platforms, being able to support that. That's probably something that's going to be there. And then lastly, I think 5G is going to have a major impact.
Yeah.
A lot of people think 5G is just another, gimmick, right? Yeah. But just the ability for, when you talk about latency, lower latency from when something's happening from a video perspective to when you see it, that's going to be huge.
Right.
Higher quality video from phones and from attached devices, that's going to be huge. And so we're really excited about that because it just allows you to do more with more bandwidth and a bigger spectrum to be able to do that.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be 2019 is going to be interesting year.
Oh, we have some more comments coming in.
Let's do it.
All right, Marta.
So does Switchboard aggregate the chats, like all the chats from all the streaming destinations?
So the question is, the Switchboard Cloud aggregate all the chats and comments from all the destinations in one centralized location. So at the moment, no, we don't support that. But that is there's probably 3 top questions that we get asked about from a feature standpoint, and And it's safe to say that that's definitely higher on our priority,
Right,
right? That's
yeah.
100% higher priority. In fact, when kind of going back a bit, when we had our Joycaster product, we actually had a beta version of that.
Uh-huh.
But this was where there was, I think, Twitch, and it was more of the gaming platforms.
Right.
Because as a gamer, right, your hands are tied.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah.
You're playing the game, and you can't type back,
No,
right?
yeah.
And so we wanted this viewer to be able to do that. And so that was kind of like super raw, super beta-ish, and it worked well.
Mm-hmm.
But now that you're right, there are other platforms that are coming online that we need to add support for. So we want to go back to the drawing board and make that a little bit more integrated, so that as a producer, you're on all these platforms, but yet you're able to see all the comments and then verbally be able to answer, say, hey, Marty and Des Moines, Iowa, how's it going, kind of thing. And we see that you're watching us from YouTube or Facebook. But right now, unfortunately, no, we don't have the support for that, but that's coming.
Okay, one more kind of a similar question.
Sure.
Can you add widgets depending on the destination, like Streamlabs?
Widgets. No, Streamlabs, so the question is, can we add widgets depending on the destinations, i.e. like the Streamlabs product? Streamlabs is a fantastic product, right? Being able to have a piece of software on your laptop and add those components to really maximize your stream.
Right.
For us, no. We would take that widgetized live stream from the Streamlabs, whether using like Streamlabs OBS, and then publish that out. So our main goal with cloud is being able to take whatever produced video content that's coming in and then focusing on the distribution of that, right? So as long as you're creating fantastic produced quality content, you best believe that we're going to make sure that the quality of that's going to be seen across the board, right? And so that's really our core focus right now. If you use Streamlabs or OBS, what have you, that's fantastic. You can continue to do that, but instead of going directly to platform A or B, now you can go to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right?
Right. So I think we have one more question, right? Oh, yeah, guys, so continue asking questions on the VOD that's going to be posted after this stream is done, and we will answer those for you then. But we have to move on with the show. So, the moment everyone has been waiting for, we are going to announce the winner of the competition.
Drum roll, please, right?
Oh, thank you. Okay, so the winner of the contest is, please don't hate me if I butcher your name, Dave Crowther from Seattle, Washington, or Crowther. So he actually streams breakout rooms, which is a really cool use case because we have a similar product called AV Studio, which could really help with that. It's in-cloud editing software, so you can do all your editing in the cloud for your streams, and it's really easy to use. It's really great. Check it out. We will contact you, Dave, about the Webcaster and your subscription to Switchboard Live.
Yeah, I'd love to hear how Dave is going to utilize both devices based off of what he's doing now. So I'd definitely love to hear from Dave as well. So we'll definitely contact you as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I know it's been kind of rough live show this time, just with little technical difficulties we're experiencing, but I hope you guys still enjoyed it. Remember to comment, like, subscribe to our channel.
Definitely. Actually, I got one thing. Can I interject?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So one of the things I totally forgot, it just popped in my head. So for all the folks that did participate in the contest, thank you, right? It's great to kind of do that exposure. And the second thing, we thought it would be pretty cool for people that want to try out our product, right? So a great way to introduce cloud as well as the Webcaster. We want to offer a promo code, right? The first month stream of their professional cloud package on us. So for folks that want to sign up for a trial account and then go and actually go activate their account, they can check out with the promo code. And we'll put that in the description, but the promo code is SBL1MF. So that's Switchboard Live, 1 month free.
There we go.
Where you can actually do that. Sure, it's SBL, the number 1, MF. And the M is for month, and the F is for free. And it doesn't matter, right? SPL1MF, right? So what that allows you to do is get 1 month free of Switchboard Cloud on us. So we're really excited about the product. We're really excited about the integration. So we just want to make sure that that people are realizing the power there.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
So yeah. So sorry to steal your close.
Oh no, definitely.
Totally forgot about it.
Don't worry
it just
about
popped
it.
up in my head.
No, it's great.
And it would kill me if I didn't say that.
So yeah, remember to check out the live show next week. I believe it's going to be on live streaming fails. So we might be featured there. But hopefully we saved it kind of part way. Again, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for participating in the contest. My name is Phil.
I'm Rudy.
Thank you.
Take care, guys.